meetings to the citizens of the United States. If there's one thing the last few years have made crystal clear, it's that CNN has become a fake news network. During the 2016 election, the coverage was so one-sided that the network was often dubbed the Clinton News Network. It was obvious CNN had become nothing more than the propaganda wing of the DNC, leaving many to doubt if the channel would ever be trustworthy again. Sadly, despite the election season's end, things haven't changed. In fact, it may have even gotten worse. After Donald Trump won the election, CNN accelerated their negative coverage of the new president. It's gotten so bad that one recent study revealed that 93% of CNN's coverage of President Trump has been negative. Clearly, real journalism is dead at CNN. At this point, CNN will do anything it takes to mislead their viewers. In the most recent example, WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange caught CNN in yet another lie. Thankfully, he called them out for the falsehood on Twitter, even taking a screenshot of his conversation with CNN. The network reached out to Assange to see if he would accept Fox News host Sean Hannity's invitation to guest host his show. Assange replied that there were some logistics to work out, clearing up the matter by tweeting. However, when CNN ran a story about the exchange, they twisted the words around to fit their narrative. It may seem like a tiny difference, but the specific wording is important. As one of the leading networks pushing the election meddling conspiracy, CNN tweaked the wording to fit their slant. Saying that he's not allowed to meddle in the politics of other countries supports the notion that WikiLeaks worked with Russia to meddle in the American election. In reality, Assange said he is not allowed to talk about politics at all. The exchange is just the most recent example in a long list of journalistic malpractice by CNN. The network is so consumed by pushing an agenda, they even tweak quotes to make them support the story they're trying to tell. This time, the network was called out by the man being misquoted himself. It just goes to show that when Donald Trump called out CNN for being fake news, he was 100% correct. We are anonymous.
Americans are divided right now. The divide is real and it is distressing. And it's partly because of Facebook. And when I say fake news, I mean stories that are designed to trick people into believing lies. Deception 101. I see three buckets of them. Number one, total hoax sites with totally made up news solely trying to trick you.
Also interesting is, remember, it's illegal to possess these stolen documents. It's different for the media. So everything you learn about this, you're learning from us.
Maria says that Mr. Trump's work over 40 years and the women that he's employed don't have any ramifications. Well, then let's look at Hillary Clinton's job as a defense attorney, where she defended a rapist and accused a 12-year-old girl of seeking an older man out to have sex.
I'm glad you brought that up because the accusation from Donald Trump and from the surrogates by PolitiFact has been rated completely false. The claim completely false. She never laughed at the young lady.
Here's Hillary in her own words laughing about how she helped get this convicted child rapist a reduced sentence.
It's bad. He's raped 12. Of course, he claimed that he did all this stuff. He took a lie detector test. I had to take polygraph, which he passed. Forever destroyed my
The PolitiFact and all the fact checks show that your claim, meaning a surrogate, not you specifically, and Donald Trump is false. And if you want to, you can look at it.
You know, I should say some of America's finest black journalists are here tonight. Don Lemon's here too. Hey Don, how's it going? Alleged journalist Don Lemon, everybody.
I won't lie. Look, this is a tough transition. It's hard. Key staff are now starting to leave the White House. Even reporters have left me. Savannah Guthrie, she's left the White House press corps to host the Today Show. Norah O'Donnell left the briefing room to host CBS This Morning. Jake Tapper left journalism to join CNN.
Got him! Can you give us a chance?
Your organization
You are
is
attacking our news organization.
Your organization
Can you
is
give us a
terrible.
chance
Let's
to ask
go.
a question, sir?
Go ahead.
Sir, can you
Quiet.
state,
Quiet.
Mr. President-elect,
Go ahead.
can you state
She's asking a
categorically,
question.
Mr.
Don't be
President-elect, can you give us a question?
be
You're
rude.
attacking us. Can you give us a question?
Don't be rude.
Can you
No,
give
I'm
us
not
a
gonna give you
question?
I'm not going to give you a
Can you
question.
can you state categorically?
You are fake news.
Sir,
Go ahead.
can you state?
With the trigger. Shame on a nigga who tried to run game on a nigga who busts our ass up.
Do you think, as a member of the Homeland Security Committee, it is necessary for the security of this country to put this ban in place?
I do think that it's important for our security, and I think the people overwhelmingly in the country want that as well too. Because again, just today, the FBI comes out and says that 30% of their domestic terrorism cases that they're investigating are from folks who are refugees. It's important not to label all refugees bad people. That's not why I'm here. But
Up.
Boy, did I almost look stupid. Charles Jaco, CNN, reporting live from Saudi Arabia.
Remember, Hillary Clinton has some vulnerabilities herself, even as she calls for criminal justice reform because of her support in the 1990s for anti-crime legislation that ultimately helped contribute to this era of mass incarceration that she now speaks out again.
We just lost Breonna Keeler.
When it comes to television news, we have a divided media landscape. Okay, Fox News is watched by conservatives, MSC is watched by liberals, and CNN is watched by the people who clean the offices at CNN. CNN's ratings are so low, now when the logo comes up, James Earl Jones says, "You're watching CNN? What the hell?"
I haven't seen that. I'll look at that.
He says he knows nothing about it, hasn't seen any of these reports. Is that a problem?
Well, I don't know. Maybe he was watching CNN fake news. What do you think?
You don't buy
That was a joke.
I know it was a joke. I'm saying you don't buy what he said, obviously.
Aaron?
Yes. I'm sorry, Senator. I'm saying you obviously don't buy what he said. You believe that he has seen these reports. I mean, to your point.
Kevin, I'm not. Are we on?
It looks like we've lost connection with Senator Sanders, so let's just try to get that back up.
What if it was hijacking or terrorism or mechanical failure or pilot error, but what if it was something fully that we don't really understand? A lot of people have been asking about black holes and on and on and on and all of these conspiracy theories. Let's look at this. Noah says, what else can you think about? Black hole, Bermuda Triangle. And then Deji says, just like the movie Lost. And of course, they're also referencing the Twilight Zone, which is a very similar plot.
We've seen this administration stacking the deck with friendlier news outlets. And when I say friendlier, what I mean are news outlets that have a point of view. In some cases are openly rooting for the president. We don't see CNN or the New York Times rooting for any president.
Oh, really? Because the donors are giving her money thinking she's going to run. That means they're not going to have available money for other candidates if she doesn't. And I don't think she's going to give it to them.
She's on her way to deciding.
We'll see.
About deciding.
We couldn't help her any more than we have.
I know.
You know, I mean, she's got just a free ride so far from the media. We're the biggest ones promoting her campaign, so it better happen.
We don't see CNN or the New York Times rooting for any president.
Hillary Clinton blamed the victim. Number 101 when you're dealing with rape cases, don't blame the victim. She blamed a 12-year-old girl, a 6th grade 12-year-old girl, of seeking the attention of older men and fantasizing about being with older men. There is audio.
Wait, we haven't corroborated any of this, so I mean, I just think you should be very.
It's widely reported. It's widely reported.
Widely reported. So is the National Enquirer. Widely reported.
We
Widely
can
reported
go.
doesn't mean anything. It's not on this network, I would point out.
To be honest about it, I don't think our founding fathers had these automatic weapons and military-style weapons in mind when the Second Amendment was drafted, when the Constitution was drafted.
So are you implying for the police, or are you implying for the private citizen? Because the majority of private citizens are not allowed to own fully automatic weapons.
It's for anyone.
Okay, well, the gun law says that you and I can't just randomly go out and buy an automatic weapon, so let's deal with the facts here. A semi-automatic weapon is a gun that you and I are allowed to own, and in different places they have different rules. But to imply that anyone can walk out and buy an automatic weapon is just not true, Don.
Straight above us.
There is a vapor trail coming from my right to my left, and there's a cloud of something. It looks like it might have been an explosion, a cloud. I'd say it was...
Boy, did I almost look stupid.
But I think number 3 is the most dangerous kind. These are the hybrids, because they purposely mix a little bit of fact and then a lot of fiction.
With his sister calling for peace.
Don't bring the violence here and the ignorance here.
Milwaukee police say they made multiple arrests overnight. With his sister calling for peace.
Don't bring the violence here and the ignorance here. Don't burning down shit we need in our community. Take that shit to the suburbs. Burn that shit down. We need our shit. Don't want to hurt somebody, take that shit farther out. Don't bring it here. Don't bring the violence here and the ignorance here.
With his sister calling for peace.
We were just talking, as you were watching the piece, these young men saying they're converting to Islam, they want to wage this war, and you were almost rolling your eyes.
Well, I was rolling my eyes. Look, all this stuff about the Quran and about Islam from those kinds of guys, it's crap. Almost all terrorists, in fact, share certain things in common, and Islam is not one of the things they share. It was true of some in the Irish Republican Army. It's been true with Central America. It's been true in lots of...
If we can't discriminate between serious arguments and propaganda, then we have problems.
Now, they didn't put that down. You know what they did? Crooked CNN. CNN is so disgusting. CNN. Oh, look, their camera just shut off. Their camera just went off.